So, you ever get that feeling that your favorite AI is just stuck in a rut? You're asking it questions, hoping for that spark, that little bit of magic, but the answers you get back just feel, well, stale, kind of repetitive. Today, we're going to dig into exactly why that happens, and way more importantly, how a tiny little change to your prompt can unlock a whole world of creativity you didn't even know was there.
I mean, does this look familiar? You're trying to brainstorm, you're trying to get a fresh perspective, but the AI is just stuck in this loop, feeding you the same predictable, kind of boring response. And it's super frustrating, right? Makes you wonder, is this really all it's got? Okay, look at this. This is the problem, right here in black and white. We asked for a coffee joke 5 separate times, and we got the exact same word-for-word joke 5 times. The AI isn't just being uninspired, it feels like it's trapped. It found what it thinks is the single most popular answer, and it's just refusing to show us anything else. So what is going on here? Well, it all comes down to something researchers call typicality bias. It's this fascinating, kind of quirky thing about how these AI models are trained that basically pushes them towards the safest, most common answer, and it does that at the expense of everything else. Honestly, the best way I've heard this explained is with Family Feud. You know the game, right? The whole point is to guess the most popular answers from a survey. But just imagine if the only answer that got you any points was the #1 spot on the board. All those other answers, the ones that are still good, often even funnier or more interesting, you'd never even see them. That is pretty much exactly what's happening with your AI. It's been trained to only show you the top answer on the survey. So there's a technical term for this whole thing: mode collapse. The AI basically collapses all the creative possibilities down to just one single dominant mode or type of response. It's a side effect of trying to make the AI helpful and safe, but it accidentally ends up just stripping away all its diversity. So how does this even happen? Well, during the AI's training, you have human reviewers who rate its answers. But here's the thing, we humans, we have our own biases. We tend to like answers that are familiar and predictable. The AI learns from this feedback and basically concludes, okay, the safest bet is to always give them this one, highly rated, typical answer. And in doing so, it hides everything else. And that's the real kicker here. Every time you get that one boring, predictable answer, you are missing out. Just beneath the surface, there's a whole universe of other plausible, clever, and sometimes absolutely brilliant responses that the AI knows about but has been taught not to show you. Until now, that is. All right, so how do we get to all that good stuff the AI is hiding? Well, the solution is this really cool and honestly super simple technique called verbalized sampling. This right here is the key to breaking your AI out of that creative rut.
Verbalized sampling, or VS for short, totally flips the script on how you ask the AI for things. Instead of asking for the answer, you ask the AI to show you a whole range of possible answers, and this is the cool part, to tell you how likely it thinks each one is. You're not just asking for its best guess anymore. You're asking it to show you its homework. And this is pretty much the magic spell right here. It's a template you can literally just add to your prompts. You're telling the AI very clearly, hey, don't just give me the top hit, show me a random sample from all the different possibilities you're thinking about, and tell me the probability for each one. And you know what the best part is? It's just so easy. You don't need to be a coder, you don't need to retrain a model. It works on the major language models you're probably using right now. All you have to do is just change the way you ask. All right, theory is great, but let's see this thing in action, because the difference is, well, it's pretty dramatic. It's really night and day. Okay, remember that sad, single coffee joke from before? Well, using verbalized sampling, we don't get one joke, we get 5 different ones. Everything from, what do you call sad coffee? Depresso. To, how does coffee show affection? It gives you a lot of love. Each one is different, each one is creative. The ret is totally, completely broken. And look, this isn't just for fun and games. Think about a real-world problem like a noisy neighbor. The standard answer is always just talk to them, but the verbalized sampling approach, it gives us a whole spectrum of strategies, leaving a note, contacting the landlord, even seeking mediation services. It turns the AI from a one-trick pony into a real brainstorming partner. And this isn't just us cherry-picking examples. The actual data is pretty wild. Research shows that using verbalized sampling can boost the diversity of AI answers by 1.6 to 2.1 times. That's not a tiny tweak, that's a huge leap in creative output. And it's all unlocked with just a couple of extra words. So, okay, once we've busted our AI out of this typicality prison, what can we actually do with it? This newfound diversity opens up a massive range of new possibilities. I mean, it boosts performance across the board. For creative writing, you suddenly get more original stories and poems. For dialogue simulations, you get characters who feel more real and less predictable. You can even generate better, more varied data to train new AI models. It's a real game changer. And get this, it's not even just about text. This whole idea can be used for images too. By using this technique to generate a bunch of different image descriptions, you can then feed those into an image generator. So instead of 5 pictures of the same photorealistic astronaut, you get a whole gallery of styles, watercolor, retrofuturism, maybe even a Baroque painting. You're basically telling the AI to explore its entire creative space. Okay, so now it's your turn. Because the real power here is that you can tweak this to get exactly the kind of creativity you're looking for. Just think of this as your creative control panel. You want maximum diversity? Easy. Just ask for a bigger set of responses, maybe 10 instead of 5. Are you hunting for those really weird hidden gem ideas? Ask the AI to sample from the tails of the distribution. That's where the least likely answers live. And hey, if you ever just want that number 1 answer again, you can still ask for that too. And all of this kind of leads to a much bigger question, doesn't it? This whole mode collapse thing doesn't just make AI boring. It can actually make our own thinking a little bit narrower. If all of our tools are conditioning us to only ever see the most popular, most typical answer, I mean, how many truly brilliant, maybe even world-changing ideas are we just leaving on the table, completely unexplored?
You know, it reminds me of this quote from Emily Dickinson that just fits perfectly here. Not knowing when the dawn will come, I open every door. By changing how we prompt, we're basically choosing to open every door. We're choosing to explore all the possibilities and to not just settle for the first most obvious answer. We're prompting for potential. Thanks for joining me.